from the Asian Community Development Council. This is Family in Focus, Mondays at 12 noon on PHLV Radio.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to this episode of Family in Focus, brought to you by the Asian Community Development Council. My name is Patranya Poonswan, the host of this show, and today we're talking about launching a nonprofit. I know a lot of people are not just nonprofits, but small businesses. People are thinking about doing that, especially just in the past year and a half, where people have been pivoting, doing different things. But we're talking about starting a nonprofit in particular, with this particular nonprofit that just started due to a very passionate woman that we have in the studio right now. But also, it wouldn't have happened if it weren't for the support of the community and also this organization that we have here in the studio as well. So let me introduce you to my guests in this episode. We have Kim Young Ho. She is the founder of Viet Nevada Culture, or Viet NV Culture, a nonprofit based right here in Las Vegas. We'll talk to you in a little bit, Kim, about what your organization is all about. And we also have Kevin Rayford. You're a professor at CSN, but also you're the director of NV Grow, Nevada Grow, right? So we'll talk to you about what your organization is. But, we're talking about Viet Nevada Culture and this nonprofit that Kim, you started. You're part of the Vietnamese American community here in Las Vegas. So talk to me about this nonprofit. What got you started? Because you're a businesswoman, right? What do you do? What's your background? You're a photographer.
Yes, I'm a photographer.
Yeah, you're a photographer. So tell me about what you do, what your business does. And when did you start this? Have you been doing this for a while?
The photography things is about 5 years. Now I focus more on the headshot.
You do headshots for a lot of business people, right? And I know the reason we met was because we're both part of the Vegas Chamber, right? So did you start your business here in Las Vegas, or did you start it in another city and you came here?
In Vegas.
In Vegas. So tell me about your business. When you started it, were there lots of challenges at the time when you started this? And
yes.
Yeah, and how did you get involved with the Vegas Chamber?
They called me.
They called you?
They called me, so I joined right away because I know that I need them for the networking and find clients.
Yes, so you saw that benefit of joining Vegas Chamber, and that's how people got to know you. Now, so you started this business about 5 years ago. Pandemic hit.
Yes.
That affected you in a big way. So tell us a little bit about that.
So when the pandemic happened, I had no job because that's non-essential. And I just stay home and kind of stay home, save life, waiting for the help.
Right, like a lot of people.
Yeah, and I was able to bring resources that I have from Vegas Chamber and Urban Chamber to my Vietnamese community.
Right.
And I know where to get free food because we're all hungry. And we just did a lot of community work. And because I had no work at that time, so it's kind of easier for us to do, like to provide.
And I understand at that time when you said we provide resources, meaning a lot of the people in the Vietnamese community, they don't know where these resources to get unemployment, right? To get free food and things like that. But you were able to do it because for people in the Vegas Chamber, but they reached out to you, the people in the Vietnamese community, because you speak the language and you're putting this information online, right?
Yeah, I just keep sharing what I know because some people just approach me. They say, what you've been sharing helped us a lot.
Yeah.
So I feel very good because at that time I feel helpless. So when you cannot take care of yourself,
right,
and you still can help people, that pick you up.
Right.
Yeah,
No, it really does. Yeah. And so that feeling of being able to help people, that kind of started an idea for you, right? So what were you thinking at the time that you wanted to do more with this?
I just felt like the Vietnamese community here, they don't know much about outside of the Vietnamese community. So they almost don't need to speak English to live here because if they do, they work in the nail salon or the hair salon or dry clean restaurant. Sometimes they just don't need to look more outside. And I think America is the great country that have so much opportunity than just some of those jobs.
Right.
They can look for more. They can get more things outside of the community.
And I think, when the pandemic happened, right, that's kind of that highlighted that need for people to look outside their own community,
Yes.
especially to get help.
Yes.
Yeah. So did you think, okay, maybe I can start a nonprofit? How did that idea start for you?
A friend told me that if I start the nonprofit, I can help more people because of the official things, paperwork. Something from ACDC too. When I was so helpless, I go and cry. I say, "We're so hungry,"
Right.
and then I get food. I get like you call anh Thư, and then they call me to go get some food, and I share with my community.
Yeah.
And I look out, and anh Thư called me. This program come from where, and we've been able to have thousands of people, and I feel like, oh, if I do something, then I can help more people that way too. Just like, I feel like if I help more people, I feel better.
So you reached out the Asian Community Development Council,
Yes.
ACDC, which has been a nonprofit for a while now. So they've gone through the process. So you were trying to get, more ideas, and then you started this nonprofit. But I wanted to, which is great, and you're still, growing. You're trying to grow. You're trying to expand and get the word out there about ways to help the Vietnamese American community. And I wanted to bring Kevin Rayford into the conversation, and because you've had a part in terms of helping people like Kim as well. So first of all, Kevin, thank you for joining us, but tell us a little bit about Nevada Grow and your role as part of this organization to help people like Kim.
Thank you so much for having me. Nevada Grow is an organization that's funded by state, federal, and some private funds where we help businesses start and stay in business. And so we've started back really about in 2012, but even more recently kicked into about 2015. So when we really took off with more federal and state funding. And what we do is we provide solutions. We don't just send you around town to get help, but we actually help you pivot. We help you build, and we actually build for you websites, apps that let you take e-commerce payments. We help you get your marketing out there. We help you with your pricing, your forecasting, of course, business licensing. We even provide some background in legal. And we also, the best part about it is that we can speak various language. I mean, for me, I only speak 2 or 3, but the key thing is we have people on staff who can speak Vietnamese or Mandarin or Cantonese, Spanish, Eritrean, Filipino, Tagalog, of course. And so it's the kind of things that we like to do. So basically, we try to be a solution for you, and it's free of charge. It's like your own public library, and these business owners, they deserve it. So it's not like we're doing them a favor. They're doing us a favor by coming to us and letting us give them back some of what they've put into it. And since the pandemic, it's been interesting. We've gotten some wonderful people, wonderful businesses that we get a chance to help because really it's because of them that we're all able to, exist and, and prosper. And this is a very fun time, very opportunistic time. And I'm just happy that our group, the Matter Grow, can reach out and help people and provide solutions, and we even have a venture fund. So if you're a company that needs some funds and we see that you got a lot of growth potential, we actually have a venture fund. We actually give you money to help grow your business, hire people, expand, go international, go global, and really bring money back into the Nevada economy.
And it sounds like that your kind of organization is something that was really just kind of what's needed in the past year and a half for a lot of people. Is that what you found?
Yes, the demand for our services is through the roof. We got lines around the corner, but yet they're virtual. So we help everybody, and our response time is great. I've got a wonderful team: videographers, web designers, web builders, translators, PR people, marketing people, quant nerds like me who can help you crunch your numbers. So we really have a lot of demand for our services, but the businesses deserve it. And once we give them a good push, then they take it off. So basically, they take off and run, but we're always there for them. And so right now, it's just an exciting time to provide venture capital to watch these businesses that might start with maybe $20,000 and grow into a $2 million company. And so there's nothing more exciting to see somebody who's crying for food, and then the next year they've got more than they can handle, and they're giving out food baskets to the rest of the community. So that's fantastic. So we've been blessed and hope that we continue to try to be a blessing to the community.
And it sounds like you were inspired by what people like Kim were doing. So talk to us about how you were able to connect initially and how you were able to help someone like Kim.
working with somebody like Kim, it makes my job so easy. I mean, we're fortunate that Kim reached out and said she talked to the Urban Chamber, and the Urban Chamber referred it to us, and that was fantastic. And so basically, the first 3 seconds I met Kim, I knew this lady has it. And so that's rare. I mean, you know, Kim has the talent. She's got the motivation. She's got the ability, the natural charisma. And so those kind of things, you know, all line up. And it's really easy to help people like Kim and her whole organization, everybody in that Vietnamese community. They work hard. They're very smart. They're talented. They've got a good sense of humor. And it makes it a lot easier. They're very resilient. And so when Kim came to me, we just started putting some paper to pen and pen to paper and just make everything formalized. But being able to meet all these wonderful businesses, we'd be able to help, whether it's salons, whether it's restaurants, expanding into web design, a lot of other activities. Kim does headshots. I know some people who do need headshots. I'm a small business owner. I haven't even told Kim yet, but our small business, we need headshots. And so we're going to have her do our headshots in January. Put that on your calendar, Kim. And so it's exciting. So the key thing is when you people with skills and talents like Kim and her whole organization, it makes it so much easier. And these people are only really getting back what they put in. And so they've worked so hard for our community that basically, you know, everybody at ACDC, I mean, they've worked so hard that whatever they get is not a handout. It's really giving them back what they already put into their own bank. So it's all good.
It's great to have people like you. And Kim, talk to me about that support from Nevada Grow, especially when you're trying to start this nonprofit. And as people say, you know, nonprofit has to run like a business to be able to grow and keep supporting the community. So talk to me about how that made a difference for you, especially when you had that first event, right? And we have some pictures from the Moon Festival, and that happened when, last November? What was the September. So we have some pictures from that as well. So talk to us about you putting that together, because that was a big event for an organization that just started just a few months before.
That's my secret.
Right?
Because I first, when I applied for Nevada Grow, I applied for my photography business because I need help. But then the idea of the nonprofit come a long way with my friends Wang and other friends, and I just asked Kevin, can I exchange to the nonprofit instead of my own company? And then he looked and he asked me question. I forget already. He said yes. But from that time we look into the nonprofits, how to form, how to run. I read the book. Book is good. Just helped me a lot. The thing is, to be the officer, I need him. Like I call him, I say, I cannot do all the paperwork by myself. I don't understand things, and at that time I say, you need to tell me where to put like the X.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So and then he just help. I don't know what we ask for, we get it. So that's we feel very, very lucky, and we reach the right person or the right organization. And we just bring a notebook, and ourselves to go and learn from him how to run things. We present the Moon Festival to him and get all funded, and we just make
amazing.
the best Moon Festival ever in Las Vegas.
So that was Wet and Wild, right? That was the park, and I know you were looking for location. And what was the goal of that Moon Festival? What did you want to do with that?
We want to make it all for the family and the kids to have fun. The pandemic make us very stressful.
Right.
So the family have 2 hours before the Moon Festival start to play in Wet and Wild with water, tires, so fun, get involved. And then we get the lion dance, and not just lion dance, we get the kids to play with the lion, and the lion dance people dance with them and guide them, and just like all embrace activity.
And the attendance was amazing for that first event. You had over 600 people.
Yes, register on like 260 something family register to my website, and we have more than 600 people come.
And the goal is beyond that, right? I mean, you want people to come so that they know what your organization's all about, what you want to do. Did you feel like you got that people kind of came in like, oh, what are you doing? We want to do more with you.
it for the community, I think they know me because for some months I always had to share things. But this thing is big for us. It's the first time of everything. So we did together, me and Vung, 10 days of full time for us. Like we put aside of all our other work and just work on this and want to make it really
and
successful.
it looked amazing. I know you got news coverage, you know, local news stations came out as well. And Kevin, you were at the event.
Absolutely.
As well. We saw your pictures there. So talk to us about, you know, because you were with Kim the whole time. She had this vision to start this nonprofit. Then she wanted to do this event. What was your reaction just getting there and seeing all those people there?
I got to admit, I mean, I was surprised. I mean, we were scrambling at the very last minute. But like I said before, once you meet Kim and her team and Van, I mean, you know that they're very talented people. And when they're going to make something happen, they're going to make it happen. And so I was surprised that the turnout was so great, but also, too, for me, I mean, I'm an optimist, and I was so motivated that what can we do next year? Like what can we do with this group of people? Because there's so much talent, so much passion, desire. And Kim mentioned some of the careers that people do now, but I think even maybe, you know, in the next 6 months, you're going to see some great things happen. But even more so, in the next 5 years, the Vietnamese community, has just started. So when I say start, I mean just started to really get active.
Right.
And so when they go out of their normal occupations that you see or common occupations into other occupations, I mean, they're going to change the landscape of Southern Nevada. And so, you know, for me, I can't do enough for them to make them happy. I mean, I'm trying to do something where I want to buy stock in them now before none of us can afford it. I mean, they're Amazon, they're Google. I mean, when you see what they're going to do in the next 5 to 6 years, Nevada's going to benefit so much from what Kim is doing and her team, and of course ACDC. So I mean, we're just starting. So for me, I'm enthused when I saw that crowd. Like once we mobilize and get them in other activities and know the opportunities out there, it'll be phenomenal. So I can't do enough for them, in my opinion, because they're going to really benefit so much. And return on investment that we put in as a state, as a country, as private equity, we're going to really make this state a lot better. And what this state has always intended to be, a very diversified economy. And through the Vietnamese community, we can actually do that.
And you bring up a good point about this, you know, with Asian Americans being the fastest growing minority group in the state. And we're seeing the needs of Asian Americans, especially during the pandemic, which for a long time, and maybe Kevin, you can speak on this a little bit, that it's always been kind of that myth, right? We're that role model group where we don't need the help. But that, you know, listen to Kim's story, that's not the case. There are people in this community, Asian American community, who are needing help financially. They've lost their jobs, and your role, you want to make sure that their voices are being amplified as well.
Absolutely. I mean, and everybody needs help. So that's one of those misnomers. No one is a self-made person, a self-made man, self-made woman, self-made person. I mean, you know, that's how it works. I mean, I'm first generation. I mean, my parents were civil rights workers. My mom would march with Martin Luther King. Her and my dad would, you know, take turns watching me while they go and march, you know. And so I realized that that's important. And so they needed people outside of the African American community for, you know, African Americans to be able to prosper. And so, you know, I understand that. But the key thing is that the Vietnamese community, Asian community, first of all, you're only getting back what you put in. And so it's not like you're getting a handout. You're getting the money you put into your bank account.
Right.
So the key thing is, I think that's really just starting it. And so once we mobilize and have more and more of an exposure and let the young kids that are 17, 18, 19 know that you don't have to work in the salon, you don't have to work in a restaurant, you can be whatever you want to be. And so I think that's going to be really interesting too. I mean, I want there to be more Vietnamese professors, like my peers.
Right.
I mean, so we're just starting. I mean, it's basically in its infancy. And so I'm really excited, really optimistic. I want the Asian community to know. I mean, of course, you know, I don't mean to condescending, but just go for it. I mean, what I get on Kim more about is show up and show out. We said all the time, Black community, but speak up. But I mean, Kim, you're the most talented woman in the room sometimes, if not most of the time.
Yeah.
The most talented person. I'm sorry,
But you
that
just
woman.
have to get out there,
Yeah,
right?
and don't be ashamed to say, you know what, you don't have to tell people you're the best, but Kim, you're the best. And so sometimes, you know, the Asian community is, you know, shy at, you know, acknowledging achievements. But sometimes I want Kim to realize, Kim, you know, whatever you get, ask for it.
Yeah.
Demand from these politicians what you deserve. You know, they need you more than you need them. And so I always push Kim to say, you know, go for it, Kim, because you're a star and you're a rare talent in this desert. So go for it. You deserve it.
No, that's great. And that must make you feel good, Kim, that, you know, the work that you're putting in this, other people are seeing this and wanting to help you.
Yes, I've been showing off to the right people.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, meeting the right people to help. But tell me about your mission, because you did mention that you wanted to, you know, the people in the Vietnamese community and beyond to know that there are resources out there, right? That's what you want to do. What do you need now? When you're looking to 2022, what are some of the things that you want to accomplish as a nonprofit?
So for
Like, what do you want to
example,
do? Yeah.
we will continue to put our resources, so many resources in America, especially here around town, southern Nevada. I didn't know that before. Everybody work and go home and spend time with family, I think. But now as I do the nonprofit, I work on it. I know so many for them. Like if they need help, just reach out to me. I send them to the right people. The thing is, yes, we need financial help so we can do more of those. Because for me and Vong only, we have limited time, and I have a family to take care of too. And other thing is we want to make some the Moon Festival happening again.
Yeah.
And upcoming Tet, Vietnamese Tet, Lunar New Year, that's gonna be very big.
Yeah, you're planning
Very
that
big,
for, is it
yeah.
in February? When?
Yes, 30, January 30.
January 30th, right? So you're
Yes.
planning that. That's going to hopefully be another big event.
I think for that one, California people are gonna come to join us
Wow.
because we're gonna have some celebrity singers that everybody love. Like all Vietnamese people love them. If they come, they're gonna attract a lot of people, and we have more time. More things to serve the community, especially the kid here. When they see, they learn because they see and they embrace the activity.
Yeah, and I know, some of the things you're doing, what's really great, you're offering Vietnamese language classes, right? Oh, so talk to us about that. And Kevin was a big part of helping with that
Yes.
because he offered the space at CSN for you to be able to do the class.
Yes, so we kind of prepare for it, but when the pandemic happened, like we afraid, like there's too many protocols, right? Something like you need to do before
health
you get in the
precautions,
class.
yeah.
But recently we did it. So we did it. We did some first steps, and for myself, I feel very happy. My daughter, I never can teach her by myself,
Yeah.
but she go there and she kind of show off, and she loved the classroom, and she learned Vietnamese, and she talk about it when we go home. It just starts something very big. Very, I feel very good.
So you're offering the free Vietnamese classes
Yes.
every week, and that's what you've been doing. You got local kids coming in. You have someone coming teach and that's just part of what you want to do as a mission. Is yes, you want them to succeed in America, but to also keep their
Preserve the
tradition,
culture.
right?
Just preserve the culture. We know more. We can do more, I think.
Yeah. And Kevin, you're seeing this happen. I mean, this is what our community is all about, right? I mean, getting to supporting each other, but also preserving what makes us unique as well.
Absolutely, we're all together, and I mean that's the future. I mean the key thing is just staying in your own isolated corner. That's not where things are going to be. I mean I know when taking my family to the event, we loved it. It was our first time going to a Vietnamese event, and so that's what it's all about. I mean we love to eat different kind of foods.
Right.
We like whether it's South African, whether it's Jamaican, whether it's Norwegian, or of course, from China or Mexico or Guatemala. It doesn't matter to us. We like dinner is dinner, and so music is music. Like Quincy Jones always said, there's only two kinds of music, good and bad. So I can't wait to hear this Vietnamese singer. I mean, that might be my favorite song
I
of
know.
2022. But that's what it's all about. And Las Vegas is the best place to experience different cultures, to enjoy what we do, and just to have a lot of fun. And I mean, I'm blessed the fact that I got to meet Kim and everybody on her team, and I look forward to doing more. But please, reach out to us. We've got funding. We've got
So both not just you work mainly with small businesses, right?
everybody. We take on all comers. I mean,
nice. Okay.
we work with people. It's like when I teach, I don't teach a class. I'm teaching people.
Yeah.
And so, one thing I like to be proud of is, I usually have about 110% attendance for my class. And so my students bring their daughters, their wives, their husbands, their uncles, their business partners.
Right.
But we're all one big community.
Yeah.
College of Southern Nevada used to be called community college. And I just haven't left that. We haven't left that mentality where we're all in this together. And so that's why it's fun doing with Kim and everybody in that group. I mean, we all work together, whether it's Asian Chamber, Urban Chamber, Vegas Chamber, Henderson Chamber, Latin Chamber. Before, we were chamber people, we were people. And so I just embrace everything. I'm like Walt Whitman. I mean, let's just go for everybody together. Let's just try to make this world a better place.
Yeah. So your advice, and I know you said it earlier, just get out there, let people know what you're all about and what you need, right? What other advice do you have for people like Kim, people who want to launch nonprofits or small businesses and want to get out there and help people?
I would say just two things mainly. One, don't quit. It's not easy. I mean, nothing's ever easy. If it's easy, and everybody would do it.
Right.
And but the key thing is, one, don't quit. Keep on doing what you're doing. And number two, just try new things. I mean, don't. Go to everything. Go on. Just Google something and start looking it up. But if something that may not be your forte, still try to learn that as well. Learn languages. Even if you can only speak 17 phrases, learn something in Russian. Every day, just try to learn a phrase in a different language. Even if you just learn how to say, I love you in 30 different languages. Anything's a start. But two things. One, don't quit. And two, try to learn new things so you can adapt and pivot.
And Kim, that's what you've been doing, right? I mean, you haven't quit, obviously, and you're trying to learn so that you can help more people.
Learn every day. It feels very good. Invest in yourself.
Yeah, that's what you have to do, for sure. So what do you want to tell people? And feel free to say this in Vietnamese right now, and people who are listening and watching, and what your organization is all about and why you're so proud to be doing this right now.
In Vietnamese?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or say it in English.
Okay. Oh, I don't know how to say in Vietnamese. I talk to them directly is good. I just mean there's things outside of the community that if you know, your life will be so much better. Like you will reach the sky. In America.
Right. And don't be afraid to ask for help, right? I
mean,
this is still very emotional for you because you really care about this. You really care about these people, right?
I just see something like, if they know, they're going to be much better. It's like you stay in the circle and you just stay inside the circle. You don't know outside, but we live in America. America is the best country in the world. You just need to know it.
Yeah, and you know what? They're so lucky to have you and people like you, and I know your goal is to make sure you get the word out even more, and hopefully that they reach out, right, and get your help.
They reach out to me. I tell them every day. I tell them, if you need help, I have resource. I will connect you to the right people. Right now, we don't have financial ability to help, but I know so many other nonprofit can help their specific cases. So I've been telling them, just reach out to us. We will try our best to help you, to connect you to the right people. Because America, we have so many help. We have so many help. And then I just ask. Now I know how to ask. I just put myself there and ask everybody.
Yeah.
And everywhere.
And it's great to see there are people like Kevin out there, different organizations that are stepping up to help people like you, right? Well, thank you so much. And Kim, you're doing great things for the community. If you want to find out more information about her organization, Viet NV Culture, you can go to the website, vietnvculture.com. You can help support her there. Also, Nevada Grow, been a big part of this community. Kevin, thank you so much for all that you do as well and for being part of the show today and getting the word out, because this is what it's all about, getting together as a community and helping out each other and continue to grow and diversify, of course. So thank you so much, Kim and Kevin, for joining us on the show today. And thank you, everybody, for watching and listening on this episode of Family in Focus, and we'll see you again next week.